Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. Today we are going to be discussing the TSM 4.11 release that has officially come out today. Now for the last few weeks there has been a TSM 4.11 beta, which I have talked about previously. However, today, July 5th, the release is fully out for anybody, so no matter if you're a premium member, no matter if you signed up for the beta or anything, this is a full release, which means everybody can get into it. So if you guys haven't already, open up your TSM application on your computer and just make sure that it does update to the 4.11 version. If you do not do updates on the TSM application, you can also download the new version off of the website and then just import it into your add-ons folder. But either way, just make sure you do actually update your TSM to make sure you have all of these new additions, and we are going to be talking about what exactly has changed, what you can use with these, and just an overall view of TSM 4.11. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to be covering is the new group management options inside of TSM. Now, traditionally, making groups were pretty much a tedious process due to the fact that if you accidentally put something in the wrong group, it took a little bit to actually remove them and to adjust groups and everything. However, they've added some very nice features, which I think we all have been waiting for, and it has made the process very, very easy if you ever make a mistake or you just want to rearrange things. So what they have done is that they have added the ability to actually drag and drop items within certain groups. So for example, we have this linen group, and so there's nylon thread, there's bones, there's penumbra thread, and there's also linen. But let's say we just wanted linen inside of this group, and we don't want the thread or bones. So we want to move those into shuffle. So the best way to do this now is that you can go onto this, select whatever let's say I don't want a thread in here, and I can just move it over, highlight it over to shuffle, and there it goes. It is moved over just with a simple drag and drop. It just moves groups. So as you can see, that is within different parent groups. So from big group to big group, you can also adjust it. But you can also do it with, let's say, subgroups and everything like that. So, for example, let's say I actually wanted these treads inside of, this one, so I accidentally misplaced it. I can grab it, just same thing, and move it on over, and then they are in here. So they have made the ability you can do it within subgroups, you can do it within parent groups, you can do it within anything. So highlighting, dragging over is what you are able to do. The next thing that we have is able to drag and drop multiple items at an exact same time. So moving that thread back over to that linen group, what you could do is, let's say this was a long list. However, we're just going to be moving these 3 items, but this can be 50 items, this can be 100 items, this could be, everything in the group. And you just highlight it. And once again, you just drag, and as you can see, it says the multiple items 3. And then once again, you just move it over to the group, and they are all there. So the premise is the same. You can do this within parent groups, you can do this within subgroups, and you can move as many items as you want at a time. So if you are organizing, let's say, transmog or anything like that, then this is very, very good because you can just drag and drop multiple items and you don't have to go through the process of fully regrouping or, adding, re-adding, or anything like that. So the next thing that you might have noticed whenever we're looking at groups is that the ignore variations check mark is now removed. Now the reason for this is that they've added a third option, so there's no longer a check mark, but there is this drop down menu right here. So what you are able to do now is that there are 3 different options in which you can view and add items. So you have specific item, which is just traditionally adding any type of item that you want. So if you have a transmog piece that has of the quick blade at the end or anything like that with intellect or anything that is just one of those sub names, that is what is going to be shown when you hit the specific item. It is the exact item that you're looking at and no other version than that. The next thing we have is the item level tab, and now what this will do is sort everything based on item level. So what this does is removes any bonus stats, it removes anything like that, and it's just the strict item level. Now this is very good for novice gear, let's say, because if you don't remember previously, what happened with novice gear is that you could ignore variations, so it allowed the TSM to recognize that it was a item level 87 piece instead of an item level 100 piece. However, the novice gear also had random stats attached, so the same piece that had the same item level, yet one had mastery and the other one had agility, they were still seen as separate items because of the different stats. So this makes it so that it's only defined by the item level and nothing else. Lastly, we just have the base item, which is once again just the base items. So this is how traditionally the ignore variations worked. So going back to the example earlier, if you have transmog and there is of the quick blade at the end, and then you have the same piece with a different suffix, you could choose the base item. So if it was, an intellect sword of the quick blade, then it would just show as the intellect sword, and both of those items, even though they had different endings, would be considered the same item. So what they have done is basically just add this item level 1. Now, I do see this item level 1 being specific, mostly to like crafter's marks items or legendaries who have, optional reagents attached. So the ignore variations has basically just gotten a third option, which is item levels. So that is basically the 3 versions that we have. So that is the new customization that you can use instead of groups. This just helps you streamline everything. Groups are being able to be made a lot faster, and also with the different options that we now have, you can get as specific or as general that you want. But moving on, we now have a few customizations as well as price differences that we're going to talk about now. So the next thing that we have is custom themes. Now this is just a little customization that TSM has added, and I think it's a pretty cool one due to the fact that it's just something that you can kind of make TSM your own. Now traditionally TSM did give us 7 themes that we can choose from, which is really nice of them. I mean, they look pretty cool, and Dalaran was probably my favorite one. However, they have added an 8th option, which is custom, and so you have all of these different pieces of TSM that you can put in your own color, and you basically just make a custom theme. And the awesome thing about this is that you can export your theme to somebody, and then you can also import themes. So if you have somebody and you're like, wow, your TSM looks really cool, or you have a friend or somebody and you want matching themes, somebody can create it, and then you can export it to somebody else, and then you can import it into your game. So this is really cool. I have kind of made a like bluish, grayish, yellow theme because I really like yellow and I really like the yellow accents. For example, my dashboard looks like this, and so it's traditionally, kind of gray, black scale. However, you have these pops of yellow inside of that, so I have made a custom theme right here. If you want, you can put in these custom sources to get it looking the same. Also, I can add an export of my theme inside of the description if that's something you want to use, whether you use it exactly how this is or you import it and change it around. I do really like these yellow accents, but that is my little custom theme that I have been using, but it's just a little fun thing that they've added into the new TSM, and we are now going to be talking about price sourcing. So there is a quick change to price sources, and that is being DB region sale rate, as well as DB region sold per day, is now available to be used with battle pets. Now, this is really nice because if you are a battle pet seller or you're looking into battle pets now have a sell rate attached to them. If we want to hover over this Death's Talons Whelp Guard, for example, as you can see at the bottom, it now has a region sell rate and a region average daily sold, which is amazing because traditionally battle pets or caged battle pets never had this option just because it was a caged battle pet, and the addition to this just makes selling pets and choosing what pets are worth to flip or not way easier. For example, if we want to take a look at the Whelp Guard and then also this Calico Cat, as you can see, it is a 0.06 compared for a 0.02, so I know that the Whelp Guard will sell a lot faster than this Calico Cat per the region data that we have. So not only can you see this in the tooltips, but like I said before, you can use the DB region sale rate as well as the DB region sold per day inside of your operations. So if you are somebody who has a big group of battle pets, however, you want to have different price sources depending on the sell rate, you can now do that. So let's say if there was a sell rate that had a 0.05, you can make it sell for, 110% of DB market, and then if something had a 0.2 or something, then you can make it sell for 150%. But the ability to differentiate between sell rate, you can add this to your auctioning operations as well as your shopping operations, so you can just sort through pets very simply, and also You now have a good visual when hovering over a caged battle pet to see your sell rate. So this is just a little quality of life thing that has been added as well. I think this is going to be very helpful to visualize how fast pets are going to be able to move within different regions. And I think it's very beneficial for anybody who wants to get into the pet market, because now you can see a sell rate and you can compare them to each other and see what's worth your while. But with that being said, that is the new addition to the price sources. And we are now going to move on to one of the biggest things, which is the new Shadowlands profession changes. So one of the biggest profession changes in Shadowlands compatibility changes that have been happening is that legendaries now have full support. This means that you can craft them inside of TSM, you can put them on the auction house just standardly like any other item, and the support is just like any normal item, which is amazing. As you can see, if I highlight on Grimworld bracers, I now have a bar which I can change and it will craft the certain bracers. So I can go to rank 1, and as you can see, the crafting cost of that rank 1 has changed, and as well as the resources have changed as well. So if we move on to rank 2, once again, the items have updated with the crafting cost, and it works for 3 as well as 4. Now, you could also see that there are now sell rates attached to these items, which is very nice because visually, just looking at this, you can see that the Grimworld capes have the highest sell rate out of all of these. So if you are somebody still leveling up legendaries, this is very beneficial because you could just quickly look and be like, all right, I should prioritize capes, then hoods and pants, and so on and so on. But with that being said, they have also added an optional reagent tab. So if I click on this, you can add an optional reagent. This will be the Vestige of Origins. However, it is not in the game yet because this is Monday the 5th. Tomorrow, possibly it will be in the game depending on reputation and everything, but we should see a change soon. But currently, you do have an option. However, TSM doesn't fully recognize that it is a vestige since it's currently just not in the game. But we could take a look if we scroll down to, let's say, Shrouded Cloth. As you can see, we can now add an optional reagent, and we can add a Novice Crafter's Gear. So after that, it updates how much you need, and so it adds a Novice Crafter's Marks to it, and then you can actually just add this to the queue, and it will stay as the Novice Gear Crafter's Mark. Now, I can't craft it right now, but you can go through with this and update all the optional reagents, add it to your crafting queue, and it is pretty awesome. So the ability of having the optional reagents as well as legendaries being crafted inside of TSM is awesome. Moving on, another thing that I want to talk about legendaries is now the tooltips are updated. With that being said, let's see if I hover over this rank 4 ring. As you can see, it shows that I currently have 2 of them, one in my bag and one on the auction house. And currently they have a minimum buyout of about 41.7 thousand, and the crafting cost is about 42,000, so I'm actually losing 1,000 gold when crafting these. Now, that is just standard TSM. Of course, in the background of things, I do some prospecting and stuff, so my crafting cost is not actually that much, but just buying the materials off the auction house, that is how much my crafting cost would be. Now, you can double check that this is updated, because if I hover over this next one, as you can see, there are 3 of these. Now, this is the rank 3 ring, so they have updated, so I have 2 on this character once again, and I also have 1 on my Daroth character, which is my actual jewelry crafter. Then, the minimum buyout has also shifted, so it's at 20.8k, and the crafting cost has adjusted to 26k crafting cost with about a 5 to 6,000 gold loss. So having these tooltips that are actually updated, and not only can you see the exact stock that you have, but you can also see the minimum buyout, and your crafting cost is so beneficial. You can just look at a quick glance, see how expensive it is to cost, and then just like that. So having this support is very, very beneficial. And the last thing we're going to be talking about is the groups that you can do with this. So if I want to open my TSM, I highlighted this group earlier. However, this is Crafter's Marks. So this is just novice gear as well as Crafter's Marks 2 gear. You can get this in my description. Basically, it's just a free Crafter's Marks group that I have created. It is also available on my Discord. But with that being said, I have updated it to work with 4.11. As you can see, what I have done is I've created crafting operations as well as auctioning operations, and they have used the Crafter's Marks within them. So what I can do is go to my TSM groups. Looks like I got an error. because it just bugs, but what I can do is restock my novice groups, and as you can see, it highlights everything that I need, and it gives me the correct amounts. I know that because finally, if I hover over the group, all of these contain the novice crafter's marks, so it is making sure that it is crafting that novice gear. And if you guys tried this out previously in 4.10, you would not have the option for this. It would basically just tell you to craft a normal item level 99 item and just would freak out, would not give you the exact numbers that you were looking for, but everything is now working correctly, and as you can see, it will queue everything up. And if I were to craft these 130 items, it would cost me about 20k, and I could make almost over 100k profit. Also, in addition to this, is that operations now work, so if I were to highlight the same exact crafters marks group and run a cancel scan, so now we could just cancel all of these items which have been undercutted, and this is going to make sure that you can repost these at the exact correct price. So if we pick these up once again, which is just all of this novice gear as you can see, and if we try to repost it, it will make sure to undercut the exact same item level. So if we post this, as you can see, it's posting at 200, 400, now I accidentally selected the wrong group, so there's thread in there, but we're just going to skip those and move on. See, it's posting at the correct price. And then if we just want to double check, we can go in and type in shrouded cloth. And we just, put in these pants, and as you can see, it is at the correct 87 piece. We can look at mittens, and as you can see, it is at the 87 mark, and it's not reposted right here for 34 gold. And just like that, it is making sure that it undercuts and posts at the exact same item level. So this is what the new TSM 4.11 does. So with that being said, I can also do the same thing with legendaries. As you can see, this is just the default operation. That's just because I haven't set anything up, but I just want to show you how the default TSM is working. But I can cancel scan everything that I want. Now, of course, I do recommend going in and putting in an operation to make sure that you are not selling anything for a loss of gold. However, you can cancel this. You can go back and you can post these, and it is making sure that it undercuts the exact same price. As you can see right here, these are the different values of robes. This is a rank 4, rank 3, as well as rank 2, and they are all pricing at their respective price. So no longer do you have to worry about accidentally posting a rank 4 for, 50 gold, which is what the rank 1 is currently going for, or anything like that. TSM makes sure that it is matching the rank and everything like that. So with that being said, guys, this was just a quick little video to showcase everything new inside of TSM 4.11. Now, I personally think this is a huge upgrade, especially with 9.1 coming out and the new ranks coming out for legendaries. I hope you guys all find some great use out of this. Make sure you update as soon as possible and get these groups going. All my groups that I do have available are in my Discord for free, so you can join my Discord and check those out. You can also ask me any questions that you might have on my Twitch. I live stream 4 days a week, Sunday through Tuesday, and then Fridays I live stream, so definitely check that out if you'd like. It's just Penguin R2GT, just like the YouTube channel. But with that being said, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite new addition to TSM 4.11 is, and also tell me what cool themes that you have been creating and everything for TSM. But thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, have a good day.